I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be here today. Fran and Jeremy, this is an absolute beautiful, beautiful event you've pulled together. And so for those of you sitting here thinking, service learning, what on earth is that going to have to do with me in my position wherever I may be? First of all, play a game with me just for about 10 seconds. If you're a faculty member, stand up. All the faculty members stand up. Faculty, stand, stay standing, stay standing. Stay, don't sit down, don't sit down. Now look around at our faculty. Now if you support our faculty, if your staff, stand up, everybody stay up, staff that are supporting our faculty, up. Go. Okay, and our community members. Who are our community members? Everybody get up. Community members, get up. Faculty, get up. Now where are our students? I want the students standing. Where are our students? All right, at this point in the time, everybody, where's Patrice? Stand up, Patrice, I see you sitting there, get up. Okay, if you look around, every single person in this room should be standing. I could come down and take names, but I only have 10 minutes, so you're okay at this time only. But if you look around, we are all educators. And what service learning does is it shares the educational component with faculty, staff, our students, and our community members. Thank you, sit down, you're great. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Okay, so it's hard for me to stand still, so I'm going to try my best today. The students that were here who made these bags, aren't these beautiful? This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I saw this when I came in. I almost cried. I thought, oh, I hope I get one, and they gave me one, so thank you very much. So what is service learning? Service learning is for the courageous. If you've participated in service learning, you've had a faculty member who has been willing to operate outside of their comfort zone in teaching. How many of you remember when you used to go to school, wherever it may be, and you went and you sat down within four walls and you sat there and there was a talking head? Anybody out there? Anybody? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, for those educators who are courageous and who are willing to look at different ways that people learn and the different methodologies and styles out there, there is something that's called service learning. And what service learning does is it values the faculty and their knowledge, it values the students and their experiences that they've had in their life, and it values our community members and our different organizations that come together and allow our students to go into those organizations to play a role. So service learning is truly something that is difficult to do. If you have faculty that are doing it, they need support. It is something that is very, very time consuming, and you have to make sure students have got community events to go to and to participate in where they're valued. I wanted to share just 3 different views of service learning with you today. First of all, it is collaborative. It takes all of us. It takes a community to welcome our students in for them to be able to go. What it is not, service learning is not, it's not a class where somebody gave a student 20 extra hours to go do something and then come back and talk about it. That's not what it is. It is actually a vehicle to change higher education, and that's what we all need to do together. So when I was a faculty member, I had the privilege and the honor of teaching lecture halls with 120 students. And my students were fantastic. I don't know how it happened, but luck of the draw, every single year I got the best ones. My colleagues were so jealous. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I get the best. I don't know what to do. And our students, it was a Health Science 101 class, and they really needed to understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So there's different ways you can teach Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I had our service learning department come to me and say, well, you know what? We think you're brave. We think you're courageous. Why don't you try teaching outside of the classroom? And I thought, oh, great, the Arboretum, we'll go have picnics, fantastic, we can do that. And they said, no. What can you do where the students are applying the knowledge they're learning in a community site? So I had to go and think about that. And then I grabbed a group of my students and I said, let me ask you, would you want to go to Habitat for Humanities and build a house with me? And they said, well, are we going to get extra credit for it? I said, well, maybe you will, let's see. So when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you understand the bottom physiological level, you've got to have air and a roof over your head, and I thought, this could really work. So I had a group of students that went with me, and we started doing different things in the community. These students, at the end of the semester, we thought, well, you know what, we have not functioned in a traditional format. What if we throw away, and yes, if you have 120 students, you're going to probably do Scantrons. People are much better educators than I were, but at that time we were doing it. I thought, let's throw those away and let's do presentations and let the students tell us what they've learned from this experience out in the community, working side by side with people who really needed them. And so what the students did at the end is they put together these presentations in groups of 5, and they presented, and they understood Maslow's hierarchy of needs better than they could have ever demonstrated on a bubble and Scantron. Not only that, they brought it to life, and it was relevant and meaningful to them. I had a group of 5 baseball players, and they did not want to do this. Well, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm a baseball player. I'm not going to do it. Well, that's fine. It's higher education. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's a choice. So they went out and they participated in wardrobes, working wardrobes. And they were working on an event for a 3-day weekend with gentlemen who had been homeless. And they got to come in, they were suited up, they were shaved, they had classes on resume building. And these gentlemen, when they went up to present, 2 of them were actually crying. And they said, I actually belonged in that community. They told me, thank you. I didn't think I had anything to give. So it transformed their lives. The 18-year-old young men and women in the class, it transformed their life. And that is how powerful education can be. So looking at it from just that point of view, that was when I was a faculty member doing it. And then as I moved on, I was directing an interdisciplinary program for first-time freshmen who were first-generation students, and our retention rate at the university wasn't as high as we would like it to be. That's politically correct, right? So we were looking at what can engage 18-year-old students, and I thought, let's look at the service learning component. So I was fortunate enough to hire, develop, recruit, and train wonderful faculty that did service learning with these students. The retention rates of the students, the first-generation students in this cohort, increased 30%. And again, they came back, they were reflecting on what they were doing in the community, and they said, you know what? I belong, I have a place, there's a need for me in this community. And their coursework became relevant and meaningful. And then on a different level, I've gotten to step back and look at it from an administrative point of view. And what I've become to appreciate more than anything is that when we all work together, from our university classrooms into the communities and with our students, the students find that the information is relevant, it's meaningful, and that they do have a place, and they start to understand civic responsibility on a deeper level, as do all of us. So I just wanted to come today and thank you again, Fran, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this event. And when you look at sustainable peace and we look at what we're doing in the classroom, of course our faculty need support, they need training as well. This is something that's different, and it is for the brave and the courageous, but it is something that actually helps us move our society together in a direction I think we all need to go. So thank you very much.